Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and of course, all of the Black Friday sales are running right now on Steam, and I am here to take a look at some of the game deals under the price of just $5. So we're talking some super cheap game deals here for you guys, that if you just have a couple of bucks, if you got a couple of trading cards to sell on the Steam Marketplace, you can get the money to buy these games, and again, they're very cheap. Worthwhile games, I would recommend them, so let's just get right into it, and links to all of them will be in the description box below. Let's start off with me glazing a classic. Sleeping Dogs, the Definitive Edition, is 85% off for $2.99. It seems like you guys can't avoid a video of me glazing this game, but Sleeping Dogs is absolutely fantastic. It's, I wouldn't say one of my favorite games of all time, but it is a damn good game that I would recommend to everyone, and I've been desperate for a Sleeping Dogs sequel for eons now. I don't know if we're ever gonna get it. I know there's work being done on the Sleeping Dogs movie. Simu Liu was involved in getting the script done and so on and so forth, but for now, we could just celebrate the game that is so good. It's got 27,000 Steam user reviews, overwhelmingly positive at 95% positive, and that's very much deserved. It is an absolute classic and a game that I would recommend anyone to go through. You know, when it came out, you did see the comparisons of, oh, it's GTA in Hong Kong, but it's so much more than that. I feel like it's got a bigger emphasis on a mature and gritty story. The hand-to-hand combat I thought was really well done. And the soundtrack in this game, probably one of the most underrated aspects of this game, but the soundtrack is actually fantastic, and I would definitely say it's one of the better soundtracks in a game like this, and definitely goes with the vibe of the game overall. Definitely recommend it, and for $2.99, it's such a good deal, and you get all the DLC as well with the Definitive Edition, so that's a great pickup. Definitely recommend that. $2.99 for Sleeping Dogs, the Definitive Edition. Next up, we do have Dead Space 2. Now, this is obviously the original. Dead Space 2 never got remade. Dead Space 1 got a remake, and that is on sale for like $11 right now, which is a great deal in its own right. But Dead Space 2, I thought, was an awesome game. I played Dead Space 2 back when it initially came out, and then played it again when I got into PC gaming and whatnot, and had a great time with it. I do feel like with Dead Space 2, the thing about this game is I think a lot of people played through Dead Space 1, then they jumped into Dead Space 2, and it did feel more action-y to me. Definitely had that element of horror and survival horror, and that atmosphere was great, but I think a lot of the scares, you kind of saw coming since you played Dead Space 1, theoretically, but I still really dug Dead Space 2. I think narratively, it's great. I think gameplay-wise, it's great, and it still holds up pretty damn well. $3.99, great pickup on that, and I doubt we ever really get a remake on Dead Space 2, since it seems like Dead Space has been benched once again. These things happen in gaming. But next up, we do have Journey, 75% off for $3.74, done by that game company. I remember when Journey came out back in 2010 on PlayStation 3, and it was a game that people were talking about literally moving them to tears. That is not hyperbole. That is literally, you know, like how people felt about the game. It was an incredibly artistic game, and it was one of those games that people would describe as, oh, it showcases games as an art form, and I thought it was really cool in a lot of regards to design choices. It is incredibly unique in how you take the game, but games that resonate with people emotionally, I just feel like people will have a wide variety of reactions to. Like, I played Journey back in 2010, and I never got the reaction of moving me to tears like a lot of other people did, but I get how people got to that point, and I would say play the game for yourself. At the very least, much like what I say about Gris, you're gonna appreciate the game for a lot of the art direction choices and whatnot, but beyond that, I think a lot of people will find this to be one of the more impactful games that they play. $3.74 on it, I think a great deal. Definitely would recommend that. Next up, we have Celeste, 75% off for $4.99. You know, precision platformers that are super difficult, not really my cup of tea, but this is a game that is so well received. 55,000 Steam user reviews, 97% positive, and 88 on Metacritic as well, and now it's available for $4.99. Help Madeline survive her inner demons on her journey to the top of Celeste Mountain in this super tight platformer from the creators of Towerfall. Brave hundreds of handcrafted challenges, uncover devious secrets, and piece together the mystery of the mountain. Again, incredibly well received here, 55,000 reviews. Very much a throwback in terms of visual aesthetics, but $4.99 on that. Next up, we do have Slime Rancher, 75% off for $4.99. If you want a feel-good kind of game, and a game that I feel like has good vibes for the holidays, Slime Rancher will definitely fit that criteria. 62,000 reviews, 98% positive. Slime Rancher is the tale of Beatrix LeBeau, a plucky young rancher who sets out for a life 1,000 light years away from Earth on the far, far range where she tries her hand at making a living wrangling slimes. Overwhelmingly positive reception, like I said, 81 on Metacritic as well, incredibly colorful, and a more relaxing kickback kind of game to play. $4.99 for Slime Ranchers. Next up, we got Final Fantasy VII, the original, 60% off for $4.79. I always go to bat for FF7, the original, even though the remake trilogy is out and it's coming out. I mean, we still have part 3 to wait for, but Final Fantasy VII, the original, I feel like is still very much a worthwhile game to play. I would, however, highly recommend you to install the Echo S mod. That mod adds full voice acting to the game. It improves the visuals as well. That mod is just tremendous. I was blown away when I initially installed that mod, and it's full voice acting done by, obviously, fans are voice acting it. However, I don't know who the people involved with the voice acting for FF7 and the Echo S mod were. They do a killer job, like blow away job. You couldn't even tell that it was a fan-made voice acting mod. Like it is just so well done. $4.79 for FF7. It still holds up as the original, and obviously the remake gets a little crazy. I feel like the original holds up as its own title. The remake trilogy, that's gonna be its own thing, and both games are gonna stand the test of time. And I think both games are gonna. And it's really 4 games, but you get the idea. Both entries are going to be fine as far as playable experiences, and I loved FF7, the original, one of my favorite games of all time, and for $4.79, a great deal there. We got quite a few Sonic games to go through. Sonic Mania, 75% off for $4.99, Sonic Adventure DX, 50% off for $3.99, and then Sonic Adventure 2, 50% off for $4.99 as well. Sonic Mania, a bit of a throwback, an all-new adventure with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, full of unique bosses, rolling 2D landscapes, and fun, classic gameplay, very much leaning on that classic style of Sonic gameplay that does work pretty well. This one was received quite strongly, 13,000 reviews, 93% positive. Sonic Adventure, obviously an iconic game for the Sega Dreamcast, and really reinvented how Sonic was perceived with the 3D Sonic approach. I think this game deserves a ground-up remake. I think it would do really well with a ground-up remake, but I don't know if that is something Sega will ever do. I mean, they probably will do that at some point, but at this point, they haven't done it. But yeah, Sonic Adventure is awesome. Definitely recommend that at $3.99. And then Sonic Adventure 2 is 50% off for $4.99. I mean, Sonic Adventure 2 is a game that I grew up with, so definitely a little bit of nostalgia bias there, but what a phenomenal game, phenomenal soundtrack, great gameplay, and just an outstanding game. I remember spending a ton of time in the Chow Garden as well back in the day, but yeah, $4.99 on that is just an exceptionally good deal, so definitely recommend that. As a part of the PlayStation Publisher Sale, we do have Helldivers Dive Harder Edition, 80% off for $3.99. You know, Helldivers 2 kind of took the gaming world by storm, and a lot of people were shocked at how great that game was. I was always expecting something of quality with Helldivers 2 because I knew what Arrowhead delivered with Helldivers 1, and while Helldivers 1 is different, being a top-down action shooter, twin-stick shooter, it still very much has that essence of chaos in play, and that shines through in Helldivers 1. It was there in Helldivers 2, of course, but Helldivers 1 has it as well, and it is such a fun, over-the-top, action-heavy game. I highly recommend you guys to go through it if you're into cooperative action shooters, or if you even want to play it solo. It's a fun time, and sometimes you just need something that is absolute insanity, balls to the walls, and $3.99 for Helldivers 1 is an excellent deal. Definitely recommend that. We got Alice Madness Returns, 75% off for $2.49. I played this game back when it initially came out on PlayStation 3, and I remember being like pretty tripped out by the game in the sense that, you know, going into it, I definitely expected something that was gonna be a little bit eerie, but how eerie and creepy this game was from an atmosphere standpoint, it totally worked for the game, but it was an incredibly engrossing game, and for $2.49, I think it's a really good pickup. Give it a shot. For a little while, it wasn't available on Steam, and then it came out on Steam again, and great to just have this game available directly on Steam. $2.49 on that, great pickup there. Next up, we got Valkyria Chronicles 1, 75% off for $4.99. I actually did another playthrough of this game earlier this year, and oh my goodness, I guess I didn't comprehend when I initially played this game just how difficult it was, but there were some points of this game that it's incredibly difficult. Now, to be fair, if you look up a guide for this game and you just figure out where to position your units and what units to use, it streamlines the process, but it was a lot of trial and error for me to figure everything out, and then some of the missions don't really hold your hand. Like, initially when you play this game, all of the missions are pretty simple and straightforward, and then you get to a point, like, I want to say halfway in the latter portion of the game, it gets a lot more difficult, but I had a great time with it, and I would say it's a great JRPG. Even if you're not big on the genre, I just think Valkyria Chronicles is one of those games that, you know, the story is very enjoyable. It's got a likable cast of characters, the art style is great, and the gameplay is very different than a lot of other JRPGs, and it doesn't have a lot of the typical JRPG tropes. Like, a little bit of the corny dialogue is there, but really not that much, and I had a great time with it. $4.99 for it, definitely a good pickup there. Next up, we have Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. The base game is $3.99 and the deluxe edition is $4.99, so it would be under the $5 threshold, but I would just get the base game. Jedi Fallen Order is awesome. I highly recommend it. As you guys probably know, I am not a big Star Wars guy, but I was blown away by how much I've enjoyed the Jedi games. Jedi Survivor is a game that I consider to be Game of the Year 2023, barring the atrocity that was the PC version. But Jedi Fallen Order was a phenomenal game. The action gameplay was great. The visuals are great. The platforming was really good. I wasn't crazy about some of the puzzles, but that's whatever. That's just me being kind of dumb and having a hard time with puzzles, you know what I'm saying? But $3.99 on that is a great deal. Definitely a good shout there. The Saboteur is 50% off for $4.99, an open world action thriller. Very cool art style and really cool setting as well. Game wasn't available on PC for a while, or on Steam for a while, and then it got released on Steam randomly, and now it's $4.99. Definitely a solid pickup there. And this is of an era of PlayStation 3 and 360 games that's like really near and dear to me, like the early 2010s, late 2000s, where you had games like Enslaved, Saboteur, El Shaddai, all of these kind of unique games from all of these different development studios coming out, and yeah, I played through a lot of them and had a good time with a lot of them, even if they weren't the best games in the world. And Saboteur I would definitely put in that criteria of, you know, it being a good game, not a great game, but yeah, $4.99 on that. And then lastly, Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition, 90% off for $4.99. Obviously, Digimon's been getting a lot of attention with Digimon Story Time Stranger. That game is still at a hefty price point, but you know what? Cyber Sleuth, the Complete Edition with Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory, $5 for both games, essentially $2.50 a pop. That's a phenomenal deal that I would highly recommend. Still a really well done turn-based JRPG, and for $4.99, certainly a great pickup here. So definitely give that a recommendation. But that is going to do it for me. Again, a ton of great Steam game deals as a part of their Black Friday offers, all under $5. Links to these in the description box below. That'll do it for me. All your thoughts in the comments section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.